Hello, and welcome to our Lenten Devotional for Saturday, March the 7th, brought to you by United Faith Community, United Church of Christ in Buffalo, Minnesota. Our first scripture lesson for this morning comes from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19, verses 1 through 10. He entered Jericho and was passing through it. A man was there named Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was rich. He was trying to see who Jesus was, but on account of the crowd he could not, because he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree to see him, because he was going to pass that way. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, hurry and come down, for I must stay at your home today." So he hurried down and was happy to welcome him. All who saw it began to grumble and said, "He has gone to be the guest of one who is a sinner." Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, "Lord, half of my possessions, Lord, I will give to the poor. And if I have defrauded anyone of anything, I will pay back 4 times as much." Then Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because he too was a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek out and to save the lost." And from the Hebrew scripture of Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. He shall judge between the nations, and shall arbitrate for many peoples. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Today's verse is entitled, "In Need of Grounding." A small man climbed a sycamore tree to get a better view of you. Out on a limb, he yearned to see, but you called his name. Before the branch cracked, you broke bread with him. For a moment, he looked the fool, until you brought him to the ground. The trees we climb today are not harmless figs. They are planted in fear, nurtured in greed, branching out in power-filled lust. Security is not peace, though. We give it your name to fool ourselves. How long have you stood patiently, calling one name after another, hoping we hear before another branch gives way, another life falls through the cracks in our understanding? Zacchaeus really wanted to see you for himself. With war and weapons everywhere, hunger permeating every defense, sickness is in indiscriminate pursuit of life, hatred and judgment tarring every nation. Can any of us say that we climb higher in our artificial trees to see you for ourselves? Call us again, we who call on you. Remind us that you walked defenseless to bring us peace. Peace not as the world gives. You offered your body broken into abundant life. You saw Zacchaeus before he saw you. When will we see you before we see the other? Name us, ground us in your presence. Show us the way down from trees of our foolishness, disarming others along the way, joining those who struggle in the search for you. Thank you for listening. I invite you back tomorrow. I also invite you to visit our website at ufcucc.org. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.